Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
And I am Tayo Salam.
All right, Rivers United are back to the top of the Nigeria Professional Football League table after beating Rangers by a lone goal.
Wow, what a game that was. Very tight game. But at the end of the day, Rivers are getting all 3 points. And as a result, they're back on top, 29 points, 2 ahead of Plateau United, who have a game in hand. Also on the program, great news are coming from the badminton world. That's because Nigeria's Anuolapo Okpeyori claimed the surprise gold medal at the All-Africa Badminton Championships that went down in Kampala, Uganda.
Yeah, it was really a surprise one for him simply because of what is currently going on in Badminton Federation. This is not affecting the player. He was the only one who went to Uganda and then he came back with a gold medal.
Awesome.
So he's worth celebrating.
Awesome stuff.
Also on the program, it was all about Steph Curry in the All-Star game. 50 points, 16 three-pointers, and this man, Steph Curry, what more can you say about Steph Curry?
What more can you say about Steph Curry? That's the big question, and the answer is there's not a lot more you can say about this guy, the greatest shooter of all time. Once again, stealing the show and breaking the All-Star game record for the most three-pointers made in a single game. Cecilia said it already, 16 big ones for a total of 50 points. Take a bow wherever you are.
Now, he was actually gunning for what Anthony Davis did in 2017 when he had how many? 52. But then, you know, Anthony Davis is not a great shooter, but Steph Curry, he used three-pointers to be able to do that. That's the man we want to talk about this morning because it was all about him on the night. When you make a promise and say, you know what, for every point you're making, you're donating a certain amount to a particular school. Somehow, the doors of heaven will just open for you, and the threes start rolling in.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, what more can we say about him? On the night in NBA All-Stars, it was all about him because at the end of the day, he got all he wanted. And not just that, the fact that he was able to do it in style, Tayo, you know, he didn't participate in the three-point contest as usual. He would have done that. He didn't do that. Carl Anthony Towns, of course, won that.
Eventually won that
And then maybe he forgot that this wasn't a three-point contest because anytime you have the ball with LeBron James or even Giannis Antetokounmpo, they give it to Curry. They look for him. And once he gets the ball, it's all three.
Whenever Steph Curry is with the ball or on a basketball court, then you know it's a three-point contest for him. We're seeing pictures already from this particular game, the All-Star game that went down this morning between Team LeBron and Team Kevin Durant. At the end of it all, it was Team LeBron prevailing in that game. Very, very competitive fixture between these two sides. I ended up 163 to 160 in favor of Team LeBron, and it was largely down to the efforts of Steph Curry. Sensational shooting performance coming from the greatest shooter of all time.
At a particular time, I think there was over a span of 1 minute and 13 seconds in the third quarter. He knocked down three-pointers, I mean, from 24, 32, and 36 feet out from the court. And there was a time when he had to shoot one. He didn't even know how to look at the basket. And
now, it's amazing what this guy is doing. I mean, his shooting is just out of this world. The peak of his performance in this game came in the third quarter, Cecilia, where he made 5 trays in just 128 seconds. That's ridiculous. 5 three-pointers in 128 seconds.
Yeah, that's Steph
Most players don't make 5 in a game. You know, so Steph Curry was just simply unconscious in this particular game. And like you said at the start of the show as well, so his performance was motivated by charity as much as showmanship. According to Nick DePaula from the ESPN, Curry was set to donate $1,000 for every point he scored, $3,000 for every three-pointer, and $10,000 if he won the All-Star MVP honors, all going to the Cleveland Metro School District. Cecilia, do the calculation for me.
All right.
Of what's going on.
Now I need to go home and settle down, brush up my mathematics and be able to do that. There's a whole lot. I mean, not just the threes. You know, there's something about Steph Curry usually when he has something motivating him and he starts having fun on court and the rhythm sets in. I mean, he's unstoppable.
It's hard to stop. All right. So you'd forgive us for making it all about Steph Curry.
Yeah, it's all about him
right now, but it is what it is. Let's get his thoughts now. He's been reacting to his performance as well as being named the most valuable player at the 2022 NBA All-Star Game.
Yeah, this is this is definitely special. The first year, you got to honor Kobe and his life and his legacy with this trophy. You know, all the thought that went into it. I can't spit it off the top of my head, but I know that everything on this trophy means something in terms of his life and what he represented, accomplishments on the court, and to have it be an All-Star MVP trophy and you know, for it to be the first one, it definitely makes it special. I've only won one, and to have this one, it'll have a special place at my house and take some energy to boo. So you got to care a lot to do that. So I try to channel that into the performance tonight and just have fun with it. And I got hot early and kept it going and tried to put on a little bit of a show, and the joy started to come out, and hopefully everybody appreciated it.
Are you serious? Of course, we all appreciated that incredible performance you put up just this morning during the NBA All-Star Game. He's such a humble guy. I mean, can you imagine asking us if we appreciated it?
I mean, because we were saying, why is not in the all 3 points contest and everything? But then he's like, okay, I'm going to show you guys something.
Yeah.
And that was exactly what he did. But then, I mean, there are other guys who contributed. You know, we're talking about Steph Curry simply because he got 50 and his 16 threes that he made.
What about
Joel Embiid, for instance, had 36 points, 10 rebounds for Team Durant. Kevin Durant couldn't attend the All-Star. He was supposed to be a non-playing captain, but then he lost his grandmother Sunday morning, so he could not even attend at all. Of course, Paul George, Chris Paul, I beg your pardon, was also there. But Chris Paul, what happened was that because of that injury, he didn't play much in it. But then Phoenix Suns teammate Devin Booker had 20 points for the team. Giannis Antetokounmpo also put up some numbers, you know, for Team LeBron, 30 points and 12 rebounds. And then LeBron James, of course, himself had 24 points on the night. But then it's all about Steph Curry because that's the man who got the big.
There you go. That's the confirmation of the results. Once again, Team KD on the losing side, 160 to 163 against Team LeBron. Cecilia has mentioned all the other players that showed out in this particular game. Of course, LeBron James, we're not going to forget the King as well. So it was a homecoming for Team LeBron, for LeBron James, rather, returning to Cleveland. And what did he do? He goes on to make the game-winning shot. And that's how he ended up on the winning side. And of course, he's been reacting to that shot. He never thought there'll be a time where this will happen in his career. Let's take a listen to LeBron James.
I couldn't have dreamt it. I could not have dreamed of that moment any better than the actuality that just happened. For me to be back here, you know, like I keep staying 35 minutes south of where I grew up here in Akron, Ohio, to hit the game winner in the All-Star game where me and my guys back in the back, we used to watch the All-Star game. And, you know, I remember 25 years ago, we was 12, 11, wishing that we had the opportunity or the means to come up to Cleveland and see some of the greatest basketball players of all time because they inspired us so much. And for me to be here today, for my best friends, to be here for my wife and my kids and my family, my mom, and so many people that seen me grow from really a young toddler to who I am today. It was I couldn't picture that moment any better.
Couldn't picture it any better, Cecilia.
I mean, the two guys who did the business on the night were born in Ohio. Same hospital, you know.
Incredible.
Steph Curry and LeBron James.
Couldn't make that up.
You know what it means for you to go home and put on a show for the home fans.
Winning
it's the
shots.
third time you're having the All-Star game being played in Cleveland. And, of course, this one will definitely live up to the best that the fans have ever witnessed because the star players who did the business on the night were actually born at home. The homeboys, you know, doing the business.
This is like this spectacle. It's going to be very, very hard for fans to forget. The players as well, too, especially LeBron James and Steph Curry. Of course, there was a Nigerian in the All-Star game, but a couple of days before, there was a Nigerian in the Rising Stars Challenge. The Rising Stars is supposed to be the next, you know, big thing, big things when it comes to the NBA. Cecilia, perhaps they're going to become all-stars and superstars in their own.
All-stars.
Exactly. And in that particular game, there was a couple of Nigerian representation. But we're going to focus on Precious because Precious is made right here in
made
Nigeria.
in River State.
You know, proper Nigerian. I'm not saying the
Yeah.
others are not proper Nigerian, but Precious was born right here in Nigeria. So it was a part of the All-Star game, Cecilia Rising Stars Challenge. He scored 12 points for Team Isaiah. Unfortunately, they lost to Team Barry in the final. But we're not focusing on the result. We're going to focus on Precious wanting to be an inspiration, a role model for young Nigerian basketballs.
I mean, it was a great experience coming out there, playing the game, having fun. You know, we really wanted to win that last game. It was probably about 3 or 4 possessions right there that didn't go our way. If those possessions went our way, we definitely would have won the game a lot easier, easily. But, it's a game of basketball. The most important thing is we went out there, we had fun, and we enjoyed, playing against each other. Yes, I represent, Nigeria, I represent River State, I represent Port Harcourt, the city that I'm from. I know there's a lot of kids back home that look up to me, a lot of kids that want to be in the position that I am today. And I understand I'm a role model to a lot of kids whether I like it or not. So I just got to keep, doing the things that I'm doing, being positive and, just continue to work hard just so, I can keep being an inspiration to those kids. I want to, make the game of basketball very familiar in Nigeria and definitely the city that I'm from. And just, give kids, because I think it's a great opportunity. Like for myself, I took advantage of that opportunity. I think it's the same opportunity to provide it, on a larger scale for kids. It's going to be a huge thing, not just for them, but also for the community as a whole. And they're able to better their families, their friends, and everybody around them.
Precious Achiuwa of the Toronto Raptors, Cecilia, he said it all. As long as Precious continues to be successful in the NBA, it will definitely serve as inspiration for all the other guys right in Nigeria who, like, this guy's gone from Nigeria to the NBA. He wasn't born abroad.
He was drafted.
Right.
You know what that means?
Went to college and, got drafted eventually. And I think we're all rooting for Precious because we know the trickle-down effect of his continued success in the NBA.
Obviously. All right, I mean, you saw a slide earlier concerning all the winners on the night. If we can just take a look at that again, talking about the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, you have all the winners, the players who came to the party. Now, Team Barry, of course, you mentioned that, the Rising Stars. And, of course, you have the Team Cavs winning the Skills Challenge, and Kyla Tintown's 3-point contest. They had 29 points of 9, of course. We'll be topping the slam dunk contest.
We'll be topping that. Yeah, Obi sounds like Nigerian as well, too. But, yeah, anyways, we'll leave it at that. All right, Cecilia, let's leave the NBA now. I think we've done justice to the All-Star weekend.
We can actually use the whole time to talk about the All-Star weekend. So many things to talk about, especially the 75th anniversary, where all the legends were actually, were honored.
Amazing stuff.
The red carpet stuff, and the jackets we were all wearing. It was awesome.
Awesome stuff. Anyways, let's leave the basketball court now. Let's go to the tennis court. And Cecilia, Andrei Rublev has returned to the winning circle. That was the game that was played against Felix Auger-Aliassime.
He couldn't do back-to-back.
Unfortunately, in Marseille. That's where this final went down. It was the Russian prevailing 7-5 and 7-6 to win yet another title.
That's his 9th ATP
Tour title. So Andrei Rublev, of course, we know is one of the best young stars on the ATP Tour, so it hasn't come as a surprise to me at all. He had to rally from a breakdown in the first set and also recovered from failing to serve out the clash at 5-4 in the second set. He then sipped a point on serve at 5-6, 30-40 in the second set to eventually triumph after 1 hour and 57 minutes. Like you said, he's now captured 9 tour-level titles, including his record in finals on indoor hard courts to 5-0.
Yeah, and that's his first title since March 2021 in Rotterdam. And in that Rotterdam semi-finals, he lost to Felix.
There you go.
Yeah. Just last week.
What did they say about revenge being served? Cold.
Hot.
This is a bit cold, though, because it's had to wait how long now since March 2021. So this one was served cold, no doubt. Congratulations to Andrei Rublev of Russia. He's a Marseille Open champion.
Yeah?
There you go. All right. Still talking tennis.
Stay with that.
Yeah.
Carlos
Alcaraz.
The youngest ATP 500 winner ever. Okay, he won that in the Rio Open against Diego Schwartzman. It was a spectacular win for when you're playing against an experienced player, and it's actually your first match on the ATP Tour at the same event 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's 18, so he's making history. He's a Spaniard, so watch out for him.
Definitely, it's safe to say Rafael Nadal has got a successor. There's no doubt about it, because this guy is going to be a great player if he continues to develop.
This is a clear-cut event.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
So
in this game, Cecilia, he's won it very convincingly. 6-4 and 6-2 over Diego Schwartzman. Schwartzman is a wily old competitor, has been on the ATP Tour for a long time. And for Alcaraz, winning his first ATP match at the same event last year, 2 years ago, he's now come back to win the entire tournament.
Title.
That's awesome.
Which is
stuff.
remarkable.
Very
and
remarkable.
Schwartzman, of course, is from South America. He's an Argentine. He's seeded third in this tournament, number 3 seed. And of course, for Alcaraz, is 7th seed. Now, you know how remarkable this is.
It
I
is.
mean, for you to beat a top seed player and also winning it in his own continent, so to speak, and then taking it back to Europe.
I mean, look at the celebrations right there with the camp. You can tell it's been a long time coming. Finally, has won his first title. Won his first of many to come for Alcaraz, who, for me, I think we're going to do great things if he continues to develop at this stage. And with this victory, is likely to move into the top 20 when the latest ATP rankings are out.
Which is really great and
Awesome.
remarkable. So French Open, you watch out for Alcaraz.
Definitely.
Yes, the youngest ATP 500 winner.
Wow, awesome. That's since 2009 when that was created. Anyways,
So,
let's leave Alcaraz now and come home.
Yeah, precisely Uganda, yes. In
Kampala,
Africa.
yeah.
Okay.
Still on the court.
It's still on the court, but this time around,
right?
badminton.
Yeah.
No, we there was not much fanfare. You
Not
know,
at
when,
all.
I mean, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Austin Okonakma is going to join us if he's ready to join us on this one.
Because Austin knows Okpeyori very
he knows the story. We followed him all through, you know, when he was young, when he started playing tennis, what he's been able to do. They were at the Olympics, of course, and with his teammate, but then they couldn't, you know, make much impact.
Yeah.
But since the election and the whole issues, they couldn't do the elections. Of course, badminton now is just a caretaker committee in charge of it.
Let's leave the drama.
That's not the story. But
Let's
the story
focus
right now
on
is the
this
fact
guy.
that Wayemi claimed a surprise gold at All Africa Badminton Championships. Remarkable achievement for him. He secured that title in Uganda, in Kampala. Of course, I mean, he didn't have his partner, Godwin Olofwa, traveling with him. I mean, Dorcas Adeshokon couldn't go because she's preparing for a wedding. But at the end of the day, this man, the sole competitor, you know, wasn't the one who got the gold
for Nigeria. The final was 21-14, 23-21 over Brian Kazure of Uganda. So he's beating the homeboy right there on his own patch, which even makes the victory even more impressive. Austin Okonakman is ready to join us. He's in our London studios, and this is just the perfect time to bring Austin in because he's been following the career of Anolu Akpo for a long time.
Yeah, Austin, good morning. How you doing?
Sporty greetings to you, Cecilia and Tayo, and to all our viewers from all over the world. It's good to be on the show this morning. I was enjoying the conversation on the NBA All-Stars. I couldn't stop looking at those legends. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, they were throwing jabs at themselves, you know, that they're still competitive.
Yeah.
And then LeBron James and the other guys went out to give us a show. It was a beautiful, beautiful show for basketball. But let's come back to badminton and talk about Anolu Okpeyori. What a story. I'm sure his opponents right there in Uganda, Kampala, they will be looking at him saying, this guy is superhuman. No coach, no staff from the BFN. He went there on his own and he saw and conquered. This is what I always say about the Nigerian spirit. We have the talent, we have the people. Just leadership and administration has been a big, big problem. And it tells you with what we're seeing in badminton that it's just some people with selfish ambition that is making, you know, athletes struggle. Godwin Olofwa couldn't go due to funding. Cecilia, you mentioned that Dorcas Adeshokon was preparing for a wedding, which is correct. But even if she wasn't preparing for a wedding, how was she going to go to Uganda, Kampala? Because of the crisis in the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, the rankings for these players is already suffering. So I just wish Okpeyori all the best. Couldn't call him because I know I'm going to hear a lot of sad stories. I want him to enjoy this moment and then, you know, try as much as possible to keep winning. But I just hope that the administrators of sports in Nigeria, particularly badminton, will take a look at these athletes and say, what if we just come together, have a unity of purpose, plan properly, and, you know, show the right passion? Nigeria will conquer the world. It defeated the player from Uganda in the final to win. Beat a player from Algeria in the semifinals to get to the final. What else do you want from such a player? All he needs is the support. And that's right there is what's missing from sports administrators in Nigeria. So sad.
Yeah, just the support, that's all they need. But Austin, we need to go on a break. When we come back, of course, we'll still discuss badminton, and NPFL will also get our attention. Welcome back. We now have Onyenwuchi Wanchuku in the studio. He's the deputy editor of Sporting Life. Good morning.
Good morning, Cecilia. Good morning, Tayo.
Good morning.
It's a great Monday morning.
Yeah.
We're here to talk sports.
Thank God.
And, so much has happened. And, I was so excited listening to you about Okpeyori, I know Oluwapo Okpeyori, how he literally turned adversity into success.
Yeah.
You know, the story is well documented. It's all over the place. How he was almost not going to Uganda because of the issues in the federation, the caretaker, leadership of the caretaker in the committee had to, in the last minute, procure a flight ticket for him, and his other partner, you know, went to Qatar unexpectedly, and he got there. Despite all the odds, all the setbacks, he was able to, you know, it shows the Nigerian spirit, like Austin said. Almost a similar thing happened to the Tigress, picking the world championship, you know, against all odds. So it means that if we give our athletes the best preparation, they are definitely going to rule the world. For this young man, we can always say congratulations to him, and we hope that things get better back at home.
We keep hoping, because how long are we going to keep hoping and waiting for Nigerian athletes to be successful, you know, without all of these issues? Because what they do
They're not asking for much.
Yeah,
because, support.
Exactly, because what a lot of them tend to do is to achieve various levels of success in spite of all of the shenanigans going on in the country. When are we going to leave that in the past? I mean, it looks like we come here to talk about the same thing every day, and it's not, and it's across all sports as well. So it's not just you know, the popular ones.
Yeah, you see, I've covered sports for quite some time.
Yes,
and,
you have.
I think I want to agree with you that it has become a recurring decimal. I really don't know how we're going to get it right. These issues have always been there. You know, not because the sports minister here, the previous sports ministers always had issues, you know, when it comes to federation elections. And, you know, so I think for these athletes, the bottom line is
they should take their careers into their own hands. That is it.
That is it.
Just forget everything else.
Make sure you navigate your way out of the system.
Yeah.
Get to the podium. Maybe somehow get to Europe and
do well for yourself.
Do well for yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's come to that.
It's heartbreaking, you know, when you listen to these stories. Really heartbreaking. I mean, you're supposed to present a team at a championship, all African badminton championship. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
But Nigerian went with one.
Yeah.
I mean, in the quarterfinals, he beat a Ugandan, right? So, I mean, he met another Uganda in the final. So they may have been up to 6 or 7 Ugandans.
Yeah, this guy has been very consistent.
So
yeah.
You know, he lost to an Egyptian the previous year. I think he won the championship and he went to the Olympic Games. This is our best. It's our best.
Yeah.
And we should be able to
deserves the best.
And deserves the best.
It's not getting
and it's already taking its toll on our rankings. And if you don't attend championship, then you are not going to get points. It means that you're going to go down in the rankings.
Yeah. And we're supposed to build on all of those qualifications for the Olympics.
Absolutely.
But if you're not going to tournaments, then
it's like,
your chances
are
like
they're all starting all over again.
That's what it Paris is just around the corner.
It is.
It's sad. I think Austin has nailed it as well too. I think it's down to leadership, obviously, and it seems in Federation we don't seem to have selfless leaders. It seems everyone there for what, you know, for their own interests. Yeah, you want to use that word.
Yeah,
it makes sense. So I think that's the main problem. And hopefully we get over that as soon as possible so Nigerian sports can really flourish and get to the level that it is supposed to be. Let's leave badminton now and let's go to Abidjan, where the Super Falcons have landed for the second leg of that match of the Alcon qualifier against Cote d'Ivoire. Pictures are coming from their arrival. So everything is now set for Wednesday as a 2-0 first leg lead. And 2-0?
Is this bit slim?
Oh yeah, 2-0.
2-0
What do you make of that and the fact that...
It's not over yet. The second leg in Abidjan is going to be tough because you know the recent history between the two countries.
Yeah.
These ladies deprived Nigeria of picking up a qualification ticket for the last Olympic Games.
True.
So I think that should fire up our women. You know, when you win 2-0 in Abuja, you should not rest on your oars.
No, they can't.
What it means is that you can't consolidate. But if you get complacent, you are going to, get punished. But the good thing, Tayan Sila, is that they arrived early. I'm so impressed.
I mean, that's quite impressive. The game is on Wednesday and they're in Cote d'Ivoire already.
They're in Cote d'Ivoire and they trained yesterday. And that should help them settle in, get all the arrangements right. And the girls really don't have any option than to go on the pitch and deliver. So that's what we're expecting for them. Despite the fact that the captain is missing out due to injury, unfortunately. She has traveled back to Spain on Thursday. But the players that have been given this opportunity should grab it. Informa Onomon, who scored 2 goals against, he did that against in the first leg, that making her debut. So players like that should cash in on such opportunities and lay a very firm grip on a permanent shirt from the team.
All right, that's what we're expecting. Okay, let's listen to the coach, Randy Wardrum, talking ahead of the game against Cote d'Ivoire, the second leg that will take place on Wednesday in Abidjan.
It'll be the same before the return leg, as we understand that that's what they want to do. They want to be physical, they want to foul, they want to disrupt the game, they want to roll around and cry, and they want to, they want to disrupt what we do. We understand that. So I think the thing is we continually just prepare our players to not let any of that stuff affect them. And I think we have to go into their place on the front foot. I don't think we can't go in there and sit back, and try to hold the 2-goal lead that we have. We will understand if we go there and get a goal, then that makes it very difficult for them. So that'll be our approach. We'll go after the win in the Ivory Coast.
Yeah, the approach is to go after the win. Remember what happened against Ghana? We won 2-0, we went there, we lost by lone goal, though we qualified 2-1 on aggregate. But Cote d'Ivoire were facing defeated Niger Republic 20-0. Yeah, to get to this stage. So you know how big this is, and that's why the coach is going for a win. Austin, we talk about the Super Falcons extensively on Friday, but knowing that some of the key players will not be there, Aissatou Shola, she's out for 10 weeks because of a left thigh injury. And now, of course, all eyes will obviously be on Ijoma, who gave the victory for the Super Falcons. Second leg, what should we be expecting from the ladies?
I think in this second leg on Wednesday, we should see more team performance. Everyone should step up. We shouldn't just be talking about Ashley Plumpton or Ifeoma Onumonu. Let's see more from the other girls in the team. Let them show commitment. Let them show more hunger. Cecilia, I remember the first leg was nervy for the Super Falcons.
Yeah.
I counted about 6 clear chances for the Ivorians, but they didn't just take them, So if they create those sort of chances in Abidjan, then we will be seeing a different analysis. So let's just hope that the entire team comes out. I love that Coach Randy Wardrum has exposed some of the things that the Ivorians will come out to do in the second leg. He said they will try to disrupt the Super Falcons play. He said they will also be physical. But he made an important statement when he said that they cannot afford to go and sit back, because when you sit back trying to defend 2 goals, you make mistakes, you put pressure on yourself. But there's also danger of wanting to come out and then you lose play and then these Ivorians punish you. So they just need to come out and show their superiority. Look, it's just because of what we've seen with the Super Falcons in the last 3, 4, 5 years that we're making sort of analysis. Back in the day, we could just even pick girls from the league and then they will go beat Cote d'Ivoire. Silly. It shows that we're not sustaining the momentum. It shows that we're winning and we're taking the back seat. It shows that we're not doing much in developing more talents that would, take place in the Super Falcons. So Wednesday we'll have a lot to prove. Let's see if they can go out there, show their quality, and qualify for the African Women's Cup of Nations.
Yeah, that's what we'll be hoping for. And the beauty about this team is the fact that they've got depth. So if you don't have the key players around, so you also have other players that can step up. No Desire Okparanuzi, no Asantoshola, of course, no problem. Remember, Uchenna Kanu didn't come in until that day, and she played a few minutes. Francisca Odega also came in that same day of the game. So the second leg is a full house. Hopefully, we'll be able to beat Cote d'Ivoire and book the ticket to Morocco.
Yeah.
That's our prayers.
Yeah.
All right,
Hopefully.
quickly touch down on NPFL, yes, Nigeria Professional Football League, where Rivers United, they are back to the top of the table. Yes, because Plateau United were not in action, they will be playing on Wednesday, so we don't know if they're going to go back to taking it. But let's just take a look at the results coming from NPFL. Of course, you have Austin and Oyenwuchi that will do justice to all the games that were played over the weekend. Starting with the game between Akwa United and Dakada. It was 3-2. That was a real thriller in Uyo. 5 goals scored in that game. Aimba and MFM. The bounce is happening when you got a new coach. So somehow you try to turn it around. So it's still happening for them. They won at home and they went away to Aimba of all places and they pick up a points from there. Rivers and Rangers ended by a lone goal. Shooting Stars and Wiki Torres goalless. Sunshine Stars and Aquari United also by a lone goal, Sunshine winning that. There are games for, quickly before the games that will be played today. Oyewuchi, I mentioned MFM and you were all smiles.
Why? I wonder why.
It's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
The game was played on Saturday. From their recent performance, everybody's expected that Enyimba, with their pedigree, will literally take them to the cleaners. But they went there and got that wonderful 1-1 draw. And I think it's like contrasting fortunes for the two coaches. Here is a new coach that has won against Katsina after a string of losses. Now he has gone to a very dreaded place and got a drop. For Finidi George, people are already saying, what is going on here? The records are shocking and dropping points. The last time against Tornadoes, they lost. They drew 1-1, and they are dropping points against teams that you would have thought they should pick the maximum 3 points, and their position 7th on the log. It's really not.
This is not where they are.
Yeah, so tongues are already wagging.
Okay.
And
wagging. In what direction?
Tayo, you want to pigeonhole me again today. But if
you know the inside story, so we want to have a feel.
The inside story is that.
Ultimatum?
Yeah, not ultimatum. Not ultimatum.
Okay.
That he's having issues with some senior players.
As usual.
As usual. As a new coach, your philosophy, your style could bring some resistance. But, if you are winning, nobody's going to look at your philosophy. But when you are losing, then it becomes an issue. So for Finidi George, it's really not, these are not the best times.
Not at all. For Enyimba as well, too.
For Enyimba.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah.
21 points from 14 games. That's Enyimba's tally right now. And Onye has talked about Finidi George and, the reported issues that he seems to be having with certain players. Do you think he's under pressure? Like, is it a matter of time before he gets really under pressure? Because we know the Enyimba job is a very, very, very serious job, very pressurized environment. They want to win the league title all the time, play on the continent, but with the kind of form that they've shown in the last few weeks now, I think it's only a matter of time before Finidi becomes or gets under real pressure.
I think he's already under pressure, because he loves winning. And he had a very good start with the team, from the continent to even the league. So he must find a way to deal with those problems because it wouldn't have expected it to be a jolly smooth ride all the way. So he knows that this sort of issues will come up. So let's see his man management skills now. Let's see how he will be able to crack under pressure or survive it. When you've gotten the big boy status in Nigerian football, you don't draw points against a struggling MFM in Aba. There's no way you can explain that to the fans. So Finidi George must find a way to ensure that doesn't repeat itself again. But right now, I can tell you he's under pressure because Eimba must find a way to get back to winning ways. Because if you look at the league table and see the guys who are in the top 5, if they don't start winning now and we get to maybe match day 20, then there's going to be problems here and there. That's even if he survives till match day 20. So Tayo is definitely under pressure. He needs to find a way to get back to winning ways with this team, sort those problems he's having with these so-called big players. And let them understand that, look, I was a big boy too. I played football, but when we need to win, we need to win. I think it has to do with some level of mental switch and to put Eimba back on track.
Yeah, or rather, maybe they need some young stars in their mix because if you look at Eimba's players, they're really big boys. There's a lot of big boys in the squad. The fact that they scored first, Victor Mbauma 7th minute, Chukwudi Ekocha equalized 4 minutes, about 5 minutes after in the 12th minute. And then they played the remaining part without scoring any goal. You don't expect Eimba to be a team like that can go on the whole of second half.
Yeah.
They won't get in despite the early equalizer.
Yeah, Victor Mbauma has been consistent for Eimba this season, but I think they have defensive issues. You know, if you are not scoring like they've not been doing of recent, then you shouldn't be conceding. A team of Eimba status, usually have very good defenders. Yeah. But it's the situation this season is really, really different.
Yeah, it's worrying.
Yeah, it's worrying. And I don't know how it's going to. Maybe they're going to sign some players, but like Celia said, they have some big players. Yeah. This is the first time Finidi George is coaching a big club like Eimba. Yeah. Forget about
this is his first
real big test. So he could either make or mar him. Yeah. Sometimes as a coach, you have to be flexible. You look at the players, what they can do, what they cannot do. Look at also the depth in the side. Try to bring out the best in them and forget about other issues off the pitch. But if you begin to look at them, telling them to do this your own way, and it backfires, no management is going to listen to you.
He's giving us the scoop now. Yeah. I didn't even ask you. Anyways, guys, it's very easy to get carried away and just focus on Eimba and everything. But credit has to go to MFM as well.
Yeah. So, that's true.
Yeah, let's just put that out there. Austin, let's come back to you with the derby between Aqua United and Dakada. What a game it turned out to be, a 5-goal thriller. Win for the defending champs.
That's what a derby should give us, And with that win, Aqua United now 5th on the table. We know their younger brothers, Dakada, will always push them. We've seen it almost every season that they've played against each other. It was a beautiful show of Nigerian Football League. And with 5 goals, you can tell that the league is interesting. People are already saying, oh, is there not this, there's not that. Come on, guys. Aqua United, definitely a better team than Dakada. They've only struggled. But when they went away to get that win over Remo Stars, I think it kind of sparked some, renewed confidence in the team. Say, look, we are the defending champions. We shouldn't be where we are on match day 14. And with this win now, they can now chill with the big boys and see if they can, go on to keep winning and maybe make an impact at the end of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's always going to be very tough.
So it was cool allowing Boboye to leave, right? Because they want to on the bounce, one away, one alone.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Really, incredible. I mean, they went to Remo Stars and the first defeat of the season, they inflicted on Remo in Ikene. And, sometimes football is like that. There's a new coach, the players want to impress. Now? They just got not confirmed really. Yeah. I think they just made the assistant coach handling the team, and he got his first win away from home, and has his second victory. The management could be patting themselves at the back that they took the right decision, but let's see how it's going to pan out. It's still early days for the new handler, so let's see how it goes. But it's still entire. I think there is a raging debate You know, if you have followed social media and several WhatsApp forums about Rivers United and Rangers,
Okay.
you know, for and against. People are saying the goal Nyema Wagwa scored was an offside. You know, some referees have even been contacted and they're saying the goal was offside. You know, some are saying onside. So I think maybe television will help us very well.
Where is it?
In this kind of situation.
Where's the highlights?
Where's
Was the game on air? Was it
was not on air, but you know,
There we
video
go.
clips. A lot of people said they'll be able to frame and do a lot of use technology to, but you know, you cannot
Analyze
really
everything.
get to a conclusion
It happens.
if you don't get various angles.
Exactly. We
That's
talk about
as simple as if you have
coverage.
6, 7, 8 cameras from different
We talk
angles,
about
then you can
coverage,
easily do
Cecilia,
that.
all the
But if you're
time.
drawing the line, whether it's thick or thin, it's hard to predict. But we need to go on a break. When we come back, NNL will get us talking. Welcome back. It's time to talk about the most important league in Nigeria. There's not going to be Nigeria National League. Yes, games were played over the weekend from Friday till Sunday. We just run through the results that went down, starting with match day 2, Group A result, where you have Zamfara United and Economy Warriors. It ended 1-1. Another game, Oyo Sport and Yobe Desert Stars. It was 2-0, Yobe Desert Stars winning away from home. ABS and Sokoto United settled for 1-1 draw. Mighty Jets and EFCC 3-1. Mighty Jets winning that. FWC champions and Abuja City, it was 2-1. And moving over to Group A2, Adamawa United and Jigawa Golden Stars, Kebbi United and DMD Road Safety and NAF Rockets was 3-2. Kogi United and Malum Fashi, it was goalless. Tayo?
Let's go to Group B1. Results are coming from that one, Bendel Insurance with a 2-0 win over J Atete. There's also a victory for Ibom Youth. They defeated Godowski by a lone goal. It was also the same scoreline between Ekiti United and Abeokuta Stormers. 1-0 ended in favor of the Ekiti side. Campus 2-1 over Osun United. Giant Grillers 1-0 over Gateway United, while it ended 1 apiece between Vendreza and Ikorodu City right here in the Lagos Derby. In Group B2, Abia Comment secured a 1-0 win over FC1 Rockets. Crown 2-1 over Warri Wolves. Bayelsa and Nnewi United played a 1-1 draw. Goran also played a draw. This time around it was against Ijebu United. That game ended goalless. And last but not the least, Calabar Rovers 1-0 over Sineshaw. So those are the results that are coming from the Nigeria National League, the most important league in the country, in quotes. Pictures are coming from the matchup, Cecilia, between Sokoto United and ABS.
And that game ended goalless. Remember Sokoto United before the league started?
Yeah, you remember.
They were giving the burst, and of course, they ended in 1-0 draw. They were giving a buzz, and not only that, the governor had to, get promotion into the NPFL, and this is the way to start. Austin, quickly, your thoughts on Sokoto and ABS. This is a team that are trying to get into the NPFL, but then somehow when you're able to get this kind of results, you just start from there and see how you can progress.
It's not a good result. A point at home is not a good result, definitely.
You can't win everything. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is what they need. If they're not winning, they shouldn't lose. The good thing is the club management, they've got good ambition for Sokoto United. Let's just hope that they won't get tired when we get to mid-season. The league is just starting. It's just match day 2. So you can see that clubs are still struggling with getting draws here and there. Even Warri Wolves, you can see that they couldn't, get anything against Crown. So Sokoto United, let's see. I love the fact that they're talking about promotion. They're talking about welfare. They're also thinking about taking care of their players. And I want them to keep that going because those are the sort of things we want to see. And then let them build a good structure that will maintain it. So hopefully if they do that, they might come to the league because it is what you do now at this level that when you come to the Premier League, you need to do times 4 or 5 of that. So let's continue to monitor them and see their progress. But so far, I love what I'm seeing in the NNL, what Sporting FC they're doing, Van Dreza, to an extent, Bendel Insurance, Abeokuta Stormers. You find out that this will rub off on some of the other teams, and we'll begin to see good rebranding of football in Nigeria. Hopefully, the guys at a big stage in the FPFL will watch what these guys are doing in the NNL and even the Nationwide League and improve, because Onye just said something important about the Rivers United and Rangers match. What's wrong with top teams in the league making sure that they have good coverage and even sending it out to the media? Just so we know that the league is open, is transparent, so we don't get to have all this kind of conversation. Was it offside? Was it not offside in 2022?
Okay. Austin,
it's on that speechless note that we'll let you leave the show this morning.
Yes, on that speechless note. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, guys. Always a delight to be on the show.
All right, let's quickly take a listen to reactions coming from the game between ABS, of course, Sokoto United.
The thing there is, your son, there's some advantage that the referee gave, of which is uncalled for. But although he tried to manage the game, because the game was too tensed up, it's very, very tensed up for the game. So we have a target now to take the club to Premier League.
Well, it is not easy for the last season to go somewhere and take draw because there is poor officiating. But so far, so good. This season, we have noticed very good officiating. And if this league continues this way, everybody has chances. There is no person that cannot take or team that cannot take, winning or draw in everyone home. We are very hopeful. Of course, as you can see, we have team. It is just a matter. It's a run turn of game. It can come positive, it can come negative. Of course, we have team, and I'm very hopeful this team will deliver. And the away match that we are going for Yobe and Abuja, inshallah, we are very hopeful to maintain the status quo.
Yeah, maintain the status quo and see how they can get away from there. Quickly, we touch down in the English Premier League. Of course, our focus is going to be Leicester City because you have plethora of Nigerian players right there. Wilfred is there. Ademola Lookman, of course, FIFA has cleared him to play for the Spring Eagles of Nigeria, and also Kelechi Iheanacho, and he was the one. It equalized for Leicester City, but then somehow they just couldn't beat Wolves. I mean, for Lookman scoring in the loss to Wolves, so this guy is proving to be a goal scorer, despite the fact that he's not really a forward.
Yeah, it's not a forward, it's a winger. It was his fourth goal for the Foxes last night, and it's so unfortunate that the Leicester City are not really doing well. You know, when you score as a player and your team, does not win, it kind of undermines the effort that you have put into the game. But for Ademola Lookman, a very exciting player. We saw what he did to Man United, some weeks ago. We hope that eventually, because Augustine Eguavoen has the final say if he's going to be invited or not.
Surely.
So, yes, if he invites him, we hope that he can replicate this form for us against the Black Stars of Ghana.
Indeed, another option for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, there are a few people out there that feel, in terms of the pecking order now, he's ahead of Kelechi Iheanacho, but that remains to be seen, and that's solely the prerogative of the coach.
Yeah. But if you look at the style too, I think both players are different. They can play. Both players are different. Lookman is exciting, he's fast, he can cut. I think one of his best assets is to cut into that vital area, and most of his shots are accurate. So
I mean, but the goal he scored yesterday was a striker's goal. I mean, that's right there, applying the finishing touch. So good game for Ademola Lookman. Unfortunately, Leicester ended up on the losing side. All right, Cecilia, let's take a look at the papers before we close the show.
All right, I'll start with Sporting Sun here. Sporting Sun, the headline has to do with Simon outshining Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. This game was played on Saturday night.
And Nantes won
3-1 over PSG. Yes, Nantes and PSG. So we have to state that. And of course, Simon, he got a good one.
He grabbed an assist for the first goal, and Messi missed a penalty in that game. I mean, Neymar, I beg your pardon. Moses Simon is doing well. If he's not scoring, he's getting an assist. And the consistency is good. You know, already he's been linked to several clubs, Newcastle and clubs in Europe. We hope in the summer he makes that big move.
I want to see him in England. It may not be Newcastle, but come to England because don't want to watch our players in Championship. All right, Paul Pogba identified as surprise transfer target for Man City. This is not going to happen. I'm worried the EPL title race wide open, as according to Godong. Of course, it's not open, just 6 points clear. Liverpool got a game in hand on Wednesday against Leeds City.
Yeah, Leeds United. Thanks to Spurs for blowing the table.
Blowing open. Thanks to
race.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, Harry Kane to be precise. All right, let's go to Sporting Live, and we've got a very, seems like an exclusive right here. Dropped Eagles coaches return. Eguavon informs Pinnick in London that he needs them. NFL president accepts superior advice. What is going on here? Well, how were they dropped and why are they coming back?
Tyler, I don't know the reason they were dropped, but the scoop from the editor of the paper, Adeo Jekere, you know, to the fact that Augustine Eguavon, while visiting, you know, he's still in London, met with Amaju Pinnick, the president of NFF, and tried to convince him that there will be a lacuna, a gap, if these guys were not restored back. That they helped him in Cameroon to scout the opponents, got vital information that helped him, you know, beat all the 3 teams in the group stage. But how
couldn't get
how they did not beat the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia is what is mind-boggling. But you know, the coach, when he wants something, you have to give it to him so that he will not have any excuses.
So we're talking about Paul Aigbogun and
Dr. Terry Eguaju.
Dr. Terry.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Always a pleasure.
That's it for the show. Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day and Tayo Salam.
And I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Thanks so much for watching. See you on Tuesday.